So definitely go into the feed and listen to our initial conversation that I had with Robert about what he does. Today is a follow-up episode, and there's going to be another one as well, and we're going to have more than one story, I'm sure. So I want to make sure that everyone understands a little bit more about what J. Cooper Travels is before I introduce Robert. J. Cooper Travel started because of my love for travel around the world. But as everyone knows, with COVID, we sort of, had to rethink things. And I realized that we travel always in different ways, different paths. And so J. Cooper Travels became more about how do we travel in life and how do we support each other. So it's all about stories of people and their careers and what they're doing. So that way we can journey around, locally, globally, and help and support each other. So Robert is an individual that I connected with on different social media platforms, and he's dedicated his life to actually helping others. And he came into his current career path because of situations that happened within his own life. I'm going to have Robert introduce himself as well as the name of his business and also the website. For those that might not have paper and pen, don't worry, just come back to this episode. We're going to be mentioning the website. So if you need him, you can definitely reach out and access him. Just, feel free to come back to J. Cooper Travels and you'll be able to always find the contact there. So Robert, welcome back. How are you doing today? Yeah, sure. I think what you're doing is really important because a lot of us have different scenarios that happen to us in weather related situations. And I'm going to let you describe more about what you do. And we don't always know who to turn to. So, why don't you, for those that might not have listened to our first episode, why don't you give like a summary of what you're doing and who you are and your website for sure? So I know that we went into detail in our last episode, about the reasons why and how you really help your clients. Today, what is our focus going to be today? So let me ask you a quick question. Um, your how are you compensated though for your service and time? I know at one point you said no. I mean, I love what you're doing. I get, but I want people just And the reason why I want to interrupt you is because I think everyone, you need to think about the fact that if you try to do this on your own and you get denied, that's zero claims being paid. Reusing Robert and a service like his means that you have an advocate on your side. And that's really important to be thinking about because yes, you can do it yourself, but however, if you get it denied, then you don't get any reimbursement. So you know, zero out of zero. So again, I always think that if you can have a professional work with you on your team, it's so important to have someone looking out for you because also when we're involved in a crisis situation, we're emotional. So we might not be thinking, like Robert said, about the phrase and how, what, and also who remembers what's in our policy. So that's the type of thing that, it's really important. Well, that, and again, from the reading of the policy, one of the things that I would recommend for people to look at is a link that I'll be sharing below, and that's LegalShield. Because again, having an attorney on your side for a flat rate every month, you can shoot that policy over to them. You have unlimited amount of times that they'll review and advise you on what you're signing. Because again, we don't always think about what we're signing until we actually think we need it. And then we realize that it didn't cover us for what we needed. And that is where the challenge comes. So that's why I wanted to have Robert back on to explain a little bit more about what he's doing, because I think this is really critical. All of us have things that happen to our home. So, Robert, tell us more about what you're doing. That's okay. So anything else that you would like to share? Because I do think that what you're doing is really important. Why don't you go ahead and share your phone number and way people can contact you again? Thank you so much, Robert. We appreciate what you're doing, and everyone definitely hop on to the next episode. Like and subscribe to Cooper Travels. We have a lot of wonderful stories that are going to be shared shortly, both from the career path side as well as from where we're traveling around the world. So thank you so much and have a great day.
Recording stopped.